the biggest thing that the visiting public can take away from a visit to this park is a sense of place, a sense of history, a sense of time. Whether it's going out to the Butte or coming out to the pictographs in their original locations, trying to just take a step back in your mind and imagine, the railroad tracks not there. You can hear the roar of Celilo Falls upstream 4 or 5 miles, and listen to the birds and just imagine a different time and walk away with a sense of place. This is Columbia Hills State Park, and what we've got here it's called Wagons and Wildflowers. It's an event that we put together in order to try and bring public awareness and activity out to this park property. We've got some living history, we've got a blacksmith, we've got some rendezvous folks are showing some of the pioneer crafts that the first people that came out from east had to make their own tools and their own clothes with skins and things like that. And a lot of those skills are things that the Native American people taught to the first European settlers in this country. And we've got agency botanists and geologists giving guided walks and basically sharing their knowledge with the public. This is the Dalles Mountain Ranch. It's a part of Columbia Hills State Park, which comprises actually a property that had been a state park for decades, and that used to be called Horse Thief Lake State Park. It's right on Highway 14. In the early 90s, the state acquired this property. The last private rancher that ran the ranch really had an interest in the property going into public stewardship to protect the historical and natural resources here. And so the name was changed to Columbia Hills State Park, and it goes all the way up the hill, all the way down to the Columbia River. It encompasses Horse Thief Butte and a number of other areas. So lots of activities go on out here, and it's just a part of this really diverse park. The human habitation and occupation and use of the lands for centuries is all captured in one place here. One of the reasons the last rancher had such an interest in turning it into a place that the public could access is the historical and natural resources that are here. And in an area like this, if it wasn't turned over and operated by parks now, it'd be private land, and there just isn't the access to this kind of transition, shrub step ecosystem when we're surrounded by parcels that are in private ownership, which is fine, but it's nice to have this opportunity to have this available to the public. It's a little bit different than what most people think of when they think of a state park, and I think that's what makes a good park system is diversity. And that's what I think is really neat about Washington State Parks is, everyone's got something different to offer. They're not cookie cutters. The trail here in the park to the areas that are shown, ends at She Who Watches, and it really stands apart from the other images. And it's actually a combination petroglyph and pictograph, which is different than some of the stuff on the relocated rock display. Is almost all petroglyphs, and then almost everything you see on this trail is a pictograph. And then when you get to the end, you actually get this combination of the two techniques used together, and it really creates an image that has stood up really well. The Tamani Peshwa display has really been a pressure release valve for the restriction that was imposed here on the closed area. It allows the visitor to get an experience when they come to the park if they can't get into one of our tours, because it is a self-guided walk along that paved pathway. They're relocated rocks that are on display there. When the visitors come, they can read kind of a little bit of the story of how the rocks came to be here. Today, when you see them, they blend in with the native rock background. There's some maps and dioramas at the display that the visitors can look at that and kind of see where each piece come from, and it allows that experience besides the tour into the closed area. We're getting ready to go into the closed area. It's home to the pictographs in their original locations where they were painted. The area's been closed since 1993 due to vandalism, and we ended up with this program we have now, and that's we give guided tours to the area Fridays and Saturdays at 10 a.m. April through October by reservation, and they can contact the park to make those. I think we're really making some ground in making people aware of the resource and how valuable and irreplaceable it is. So that's what we're trying to do here in this area. I think we have a really good collaborative effort between the tribes and the federal government and the state government, and and even local governments involved, because of having them in the area is just really a privilege.